Good afternoon. I'm Paul Hutchins, president of Sampson Community College, and welcome to this edition of the President's Corner, an opportunity for me to visit with faculty and staff at Sampson Community College to update our community on the great things that are happening here at our college. Today I'm fortunate to have with me Fred Stamey, who's the lead instructor for our truck driver training program to visit with this afternoon. Good to see you, Fred.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Well, Fred, to start off with, I'd like for you just to tell the viewers a little bit about your work and teaching background and how long you've been at Sampson Community College.
Well, I started in the trucking industry back in the early 80s as an over-the-road truck driver, and I drove for 20 years, and I got the opportunity to teach truck driver training, and I was kind of skeptical about how that would work out, and once I got into teaching, I really enjoyed it, and enjoyed working with the students. And we have been here since 2006 at Sampson Community College, and it's turned out to be a great partnership.
Okay, well, and I think you've kind of led in a little bit to when the truck driving program started here at the college. Would you talk a little bit about that and explain all that was involved and how important industry support was to get the program started here at Sampson Community College?
Well, I think it was an industry-based idea to start with, to bring the truck driving program here to Sampson Community College because of the need for the truck drivers and the jobs in the agricultural community around Sampson County, being there are a lot of truck driving involved in it. So they got together and decided to have a program here at Sampson Community College. And I was fortunate to find out about the program starting, and I came down and talked with the college, and they asked me if I'd run the program for them, and I told them I could. And so we started the program back in 2006, and the program ran for a couple years as a part-time program, and it was so successful they made it a full-time program.
Okay, very good. Now, the truck driver training program is housed within our continuing education programs here at Sampson Community College. Now, you're the lead instructor for the program, so talk a little bit about that role, what you do as lead instructor, and also, Fred, tell us a little bit about the faculty that you have working with you to train these students.
My role as lead instructor is a very vast area. I do a lot as far as the program goes. It takes a lot to operate. Just as this program, you have to operate almost like a regular truck driving company. So there's a lot involved in that. So we have to keep up with the paperwork, scheduling for our students, scheduling our rides on our trucks for the students, scheduling maintenance for the trucks. And we are also third-party testers for the North Carolina Division of Commercial Vehicles, so we have to do the paperwork involved with that, and also keep records compliant with the Commercial Driver's License Bureau. So there's also a lot of inner office work involved in it, and keeps me pretty busy around Sampson Community College.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about some of the faculty that help you provide instruction for the program.
We have a great staff. I've been fortunate to find some of my workers that I've taught with in the past and had them come on board with us teaching. Of course, I have one, Rex West. He has been teaching for 30 years, and he is retired next month. We hate to lose him. He's going to be a missed asset for our program, but we've got a great staff to fill in his spot. And we have Jeff Weiss from Beulahville. He's got about 40 years in the trucking industry, and he's a great instructor for us, very knowledgeable. We have Michelle Grider. She works on our training field, our range, our obstacle course with the students, and she's been with Sampson Community College about 6 years now. Tommy Jackson, he has come on board teaching with us. He's been with us for about 3 years now, and he's also background in trucking and been in trucking industry about 10 years. And Larry Manaka is another one of our part-time instructors. He does road work for our students, and he has been in the trucking business about 40 years. So we have a pretty vast area of instructors that have a lot of skills and knowledge about the industry, which really helps our program grow and gives our students the knowledge and be a profession they could be. But we do so much with our instructors, and we try to keep them trained as what we do here as instructors, and so it makes it easy for our students to learn and educate them in what they need to know.
Now, on campus here in Clinton at Sampson Community College, you have a truck driving simulator, and then we have our driving range that's located over near Kenansville. Talk a little bit about the simulator, how that's used in the program, Fred, and then talk about what happens at the driving range as part of the program.
The driving simulator helps us with the students if they are having a particular problem in one area, that we can isolate that problem they're having on that simulator, work with them on it to correct it. And it usually takes about 20 minutes of working with them with that problem they're having, so we can fix it, and then they can go out and put it to work on the highway, actually behind the wheel. The driving range itself in Kenansville is set up, it is an obstacle course to set up to teach drivers how to maneuver in tight spaces. You got to drive down the road to deliver the freight, but once you get there, you got to get off the highway and maneuver through parking lots and through town, tight areas, and this obstacle course that we have set up for them teaches them to do that and be safe and be able to watch and see what they're doing and not hit anything and maneuvering around all the obstacles they got to deal with. Okay,
now let's talk for just a minute, because hopefully we've got some viewers out there that are interested perhaps in trying to get into the program. If there are individuals that are interested, what is involved in becoming a student in the truck driver training program?
Well, we ask that they call in, and when they call in, they will talk to me. They'll be transferred to me, so I can answer any questions they got about the truck driving program, give them some detailed information on it, so they can better fit our program around their work schedules, because we do have a full-time program and a part-time program for those people that do work and cannot quit their jobs to come and train for a new career. So once they talk to me, I get the necessary information from them to put them on our registration list for an upcoming class, and then they are notified when registration is coming up, and that way they just show up for registration. And they have to, prior to the class start, they will have to get their Class A learner's permit, which allows them to drive a tractor trailer with a licensed driver. They will have to get their DOT physical and drug screen done as required by the DOT. And then we'll put them behind the wheel and see if we can't teach them how to drive a truck.
Excellent. Well, Fred, we're going to pause now for just a few minutes, and we'll be back with more of this edition of the President's Corner in just a moment.
If you need help paying for college or career school, the Office of Federal Student Aid might be your best option. We offer more than $150 billion to students each year in the form of grants, loans, and work-study funds. And federal student aid can be used to pay for school expenses, such as tuition, room and board, and books and supplies. After you've filled out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, you'll receive an award letter from each school you list on your FAFSA. This letter explains both the federal and non-federal financial aid options that a school is offering you. So let's talk about federal aid. If you qualify for and receive a federal grant, you won't have to repay the money. That will definitely help offset the cost of school, but you may still need additional help. If so, a federal student loan might be your answer. Remember, a student loan is just like any other loan. It's borrowed money that will have to be repaid with interest. If you plan to take out a loan, consider federal student loans first. Compared to private student loans, federal student loans often have lower fixed interest rates and offer many benefits that you won't find otherwise. For example, when it's time for you to repay your federal student loan, your loan servicer can work with you to find the best repayment plan for your individual needs. Plus, you may be able to adjust your loan payments based on your income. You also may be able to defer your federal loan payments, deduct student loan interest on your taxes, and even consolidate your eligible federal student loans into one loan with one monthly payment. Federal loans can even be forgiven based on certain types of employment. Getting a work-study job is another great option to help pay for school. Eligible undergraduate and graduate students will be able to earn at least minimum wage. If you have questions or need assistance, you can contact the financial aid office at your college or career school or visit studentaid.gov for more information.
Welcome back to this month's edition of the President's Corner. I'm Paul Hutchins, president of Sampson Community College, and I'm fortunate today to be visiting with Fred Stamey, the lead instructor of the truck driving training program at Sampson Community College. Now, Fred, I want to switch gears just a little bit and get you to talk about the different aspects of training that students in the program go through. Talk about how long it takes individuals to complete the program and what are the requirements, what do they have to do when everything's finished to be able to go to work for a company.
We teach a lot here in our program. We're very detailed. There's a lot to learn about truck driving besides holding the steering wheel. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the misconception a lot of people have when they come to work, that come to school for this, is that they can drive a truck because all they got to do is drive them down the highway. But they find out real quickly what's involved in this program, and they get that wow factor about what they have to do here. Mm-hmm. We start out in the classroom, and of course we have several days before they ever get in a truck just going over the general knowledge stuff to even get in the door of the truck. So, and then once we get into the truck, they will actually be explained everything inside the truck, what to do, what all the switches and gauges are for, and the instructors will actually take them on a demonstration ride to show them how it's done. And then they will put the students behind the wheel and work with them continuously until we get them up to the point where they can handle the truck by themselves. We also have a lot of classroom work we do. Students have to be knowledgeable in not only the state and local laws, they also have to abide by the federal motor carriers laws also for all truck drivers across the United States. And so we cover all that stuff in the class, so they will have the knowledge about what the rules, regulation, laws pertaining to federal motor carriers is all about, and because they need to know that. We also have defensive driving classes for them. We talk about size and weights of the vehicles, how to adjust your weights, because every time you pick up a load in a truck, you have to take it somewhere and weigh it, make sure your axle weights are right so you can pull it up and down the road legally. Mm-hmm. We do pickup and delivery classes, because pickup and delivery is involved in all aspects of trucking. It's a customer-based workforce, and you have to teach them how to respect the customers they deliver to, because 99% of the time these drivers are the only personal contact that people have with the companies that they deal with. Mm-hmm. And so it's very important that the driver be clean cut, be professional when he goes in and treat their customers with respect, so your company can retain their business. When the students come to class, we do a full-time class. We talked about it earlier. It is 11 weeks, 350-hour course. Mm-hmm. They go Monday through Thursday from 8 in the morning till 6 in the evening. It seems like a long day, but that's a normal day for a truck driver, so we might as well get used to them while they're in school learning. Sure. The part-time class is 15 weekends. They go all day Saturday and Sunday from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening, and then they have to go to class on Monday nights from 6 to 10. It is also a 350-hour class. We cover the same course content on the part-time as we do the full-time. When these students get to the end of the program, we are third-party testers for the North Carolina Commercial Driver's License Division of Motor Vehicles. We do all of the testing for their CDL license here on site for our students as a convenience to our students, mm-hmm. to help them out. And once they pass their CDL testing for their license, once they go down and get their picture made, they have their CDL license, and then they can go to work immediately, because we have companies that come through our program throughout the time the students are here and actually recruit our students out of the classroom. And we probably have now about 20 companies that send recruiters here on site, on campus, to talk with the students each class and offer our students a job with their companies. We've been fortunate to have a good program here, and through our students that have graduated and went into the workforce, the companies are asking the students where they got their training at, because they do so well, and they end up coming to visit us and see our program and see what we do, and they ask if they can come and recruit our students, and we always say yes. So basically 100% of our students have a job opportunity when they graduate, and it's a big plus for us in the community, and also the students that they're able to do that.
Share a few names of some of the companies that are hiring our students, for example, Fred.
Locally, Prestige Farms, Smithfields, Tidewater Transportation out of Fayetteville, Nash Johnson, Goldsboro Milling, Valley Protein, and those are some of the local companies that do. There are a few more. We got a lot of over-the-road companies or regional companies from all over the nation. There are a very vast number of them, but some of their bigger ones are R&R Trucking out of Joplin, Missouri, Snyder Transportation, Swift Transportation, and the list continues on.
Okay.
Covenant Transport.
Very
I
good.
can keep going.
Well, it's awesome that we get that kind of connection with industry, so that these students really do walk out the door with a great job. Now let's talk a little bit, Fred, about the cost of the program. For somebody that's going to go through the truck driver training program, what are all of the costs that are involved, including tuition, books, and materials?
The tuition for our truck driver training program, I think we can boast, is probably one of the least expensive tuitions for a truck driving program in the nation, and we're proud to house that title. So the tuition is for the truck driving program is $205.60. Their books for our program are $50.45. The other costs that are involved are the DOT physical and drug screen they have to have prior to entering the program. Of course, that is required by federal motor carriers that they have a DOT physical in order to get a learner's permit to be able to drive, and they have to keep that current every 2 years. And the learner's permit itself has to be acquired before class start time, so they're able to drive once they get in the truck. So the learner's permit is $60 for them. The DOT physical and drug screen is $80. They pay $40 for the physical and $40 for the drug screen. And so it's pretty inexpensive for a driver to come here, a student to come here and take this driver training. And it's really good for them, because it is inexpensive, and a lot of people can't afford these big costs that a lot of these schools are doing for truck driver training. So.
Now, outside of Clinton and Sampson County, where else do students come to us from to go through your program?
Wow, we just had a call from San Jose, California. Did we get any further away from North Carolina than that? So, and he is actually planning to move here to North Carolina just to take our course. He said he had looked up down the West Coast, and he said it was so expensive out there to take a truck driver training course that it was beneficial to him just to move over here and take the course and get his license and move back to California. So, but we get a lot of our students from West Sampson County and West, and moving into the Durham, Raleigh area now. People are calling more frequently from those areas, and of course, as our program expands and the word gets out, and it's becoming but we get students from all over the state. It's just amazing.
Okay. Now, Fred, if individuals are watching that are interested in talking with you or getting more information about our truck driver training program, what's the best way for folks to get in touch with you?
They can call the college here, and the area code is 910 592-8081 and ask for the truck driving program, and they will transfer them to my office, or they can call me directly because I'm on the training site sometimes, which is a satellite campus away from the main college. They can call me at area code 252-378-4930, and I'll answer any questions they got and give them any information they want about the program, and hopefully get them as a potential student for the program.
Very good. Well, Fred, we thank you for the great leadership you provide for our program and the quality program that it is, and all that you do to help these students be successful. And thank you for visiting with me today and telling the folks about the truck driver training program at Sampson Community College.
Thank you for having me, and I'm always glad to brag about our program here, because I think it's such a great program and a great campus here we got here. So you can always come to our program, begin here, and go anywhere.
Absolutely. And our truck driving training program is one of the best programs, not only in the state of North Carolina, but throughout the United States. And we're very proud of what we do to help people get on the road as truck drivers and start a great career. I want to thank you for joining us for this edition of the President's Corner, and hope you'll come back to visit with us again next month. Bye-bye.